Hello there, everybody. Welcome back to the Ask Me Anything series on the YouTube channel here at the Human Nutrition and Lifestyle YouTube channel. And today we've got two questions. So I decided to do two questions in one because they're quite short answers. So the first question is, do you get cravings? And the second question, how do you go about eating out? The two questions that come up quite frequently and are quite easy to answer, especially when you firstly realize that cravings are not what you think. If you're on about sugar cravings, then you have to firstly realize that sugar is a drug. Okay, it's not a drug that's going to kill you. It's not a drug that you are going to have once and suddenly keel over. It's not that kind of drug. What it is it's a drug that'll keep you coming back for more. It's a drug that'll get you addicted to it. And it is also a drug that will give you chronic disease, chronic illness. It will give you digestive problems. It will give you cellular damage, and it could potentially lead to things like cancers and heart disease. So that is what sugar does. So the less amount of sugar you could possibly have in your nutrition, the better. Now, people have sugar because they feel like they need sugar or they want sugar. Of course, when I talk about sugar, I'm talking about all kinds of carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are basically just sugar when they are broken down into the body. They're broken down into glucose the exact same way. So maybe when you're talking about cravings, you're saying, do you have cravings for sugar? Now, when you're on an animal-based diet or a carnivore style nutrition, then you tend not to get cravings for sugar simply because your body doesn't require it and it doesn't need it. It gets all of its nutrition from the foods you are supplying your body with. Once you actually fulfill your nutrient requirements for your body, you no longer crave anything. So your question could be, do you get cravings on a carnivore diet for food in general, not just sugar? Obviously, most people mean sugar, but you can get cravings on a carnivore nutrition for food. And this is because you're basically not eating enough. So you need to eat more. If you're getting cravings for food, if you've had 2 steaks and you still feel hungry, then it's your body's way of saying, I am still not full. I still need nutrients. I need another steak. I need eggs. I need some bacon. I need more food, basically more food that is nutrient rich, that has nutrients in there that your body can access. So there are two types of cravings there. You can have your sugar cravings, which you no longer get on an animal-based nutrition once you've been through the process of switching your metabolism from a sugar burner to a fat burner. Then you no longer require anything that sugar can give you. And there's also the cravings of food. Do you need more food? Listen to your body. Eat when you're hungry. If you're still hungry, eat again, because it's your body's way of saying it hasn't got enough nutrition from what you've just given it. So hopefully that's covered the cravings one. Let's cover the eating out. Now, eating out is a little bit more difficult because firstly, you don't know where the food's sourced from. You don't know what kind of things they're cooking the food in. Could be oils generally. It's less likely to be animal fats. They're more expensive on a whole scale. But the most important thing is to realize that it's kind of damage limitations. When you are eating out, you opt for the best option there is available. And like I said before, the oils and the sugars and all of the processed food out there on the market is designed to be a drug for you, designed to keep you coming back wanting more. For me, if you go out and you have a meal that is cooked in oil, you instantly know, and it really taints the flavor, especially of steaks and beef and anything else that you're having. Also with sauces, you can be pretty sure that if you're having any sauces when you're eating out, they're laden with sugar, because obviously the restaurant caters for the masses, and the masses are addicted to drugs. So they want to feed that addiction by giving them the sugar and the oils that they're used to. Now, if you don't cook with sugar, if you don't have sugars and you don't cook with oils at home, then you will not like the experience of eating out if you constantly try and go to places that are cooking with oil and layering on the sauces full of sugar. So it's kind of trial and error and asking around. Ask the restaurant waiter. If the waiter doesn't know, ask the chef what he's cooking in, and where he sources his food from. And then you can tick off that restaurant, whether it's good or bad, to go again or not to go again. That's really the process of eating out. I just want to touch again on the first question, the cravings. If you are getting cravings for sugar, which you probably will do if you are new to animal-based or new to carnivore, then it is always the same as coming off any drug. You always get the spell where you feel horrible, you feel like you can't do it. It's the come down phase, and it does happen. The easiest way to keep this at bay is to keep your nutrients up, make sure you're having plenty of food, and make sure you're having plenty of salt as well. Because what people don't actually realize is by having lots of processed food, lots of junk food, your salt intake is really, really high. And once you actually stop eating processed foods and turn over to real foods, then your salt intake actually takes a dip. And not only do you get a bit of a come down from coming off the sugar, you also get a come down from coming off the salt. But salt, there's nothing to fear with salt. The body needs salt. It requires salt. It requires all of the micronutrients that come along with a very good salt. So get a real salt and salt all of your food. That will help with some of the cravings too. Thanks for your questions, and I'll see you next time.